Oh my, what a pizza pie! Take one bite and you'll say it too. In fact, take one bite of anything they cook at Zoner's Pizza Joint and they've got you. You will immediately taste the difference because they make their dough daily. Use only the finest cheese and top quality meats. Zoner's even cuts their vegetables fresh daily. Combine all that on a crisp crust taste of a stone oven, and in between bites, you'll say, oh my, what a pizza pie! Zoner's Pizza Joint, Forsyth Road, Macon, and Houston Lake Road, Warner Robins.
To be the best, you need the best in hydration and nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport IV Nutrition.
How do you say, my attorney met with me personally?
Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, I got the compensation I deserve?
Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, I won my court case?
Thanks, Lester.
谢谢 Lester.
Thanks, Lester. You're a good man.
I am Lester Miller, and I will get you the compensation you deserve.
Thanks, Lester.
He ain't afraid of no one.
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Wesleyan, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Wesleyan.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
Do you want to win? Do you want to crush the competition? Do you really want it? To be the best, you need the best in nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport. VitaFuse Sport provides IV hydration, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids for serious athletes. Our infusions are nearly 100% absorbed compared to only 20% of oral supplements. So whether you are trying to win a championship, set a new personal best, or just want to perform better and recover faster, VitaFuse Sport was developed for you.
I'm Lester Miller, and if you've been in an accident or hurt on the job, I want to work for you. My office is right across the street from the Bibb County Courthouse, and it doesn't end there. Middle Georgia is my home. I graduated from high school here, college, and Mercer Law School. My family goes to church here, my kids go to school here. I work hard for my community, and when you need an attorney, I will personally take your call.
Thanks, Lester.
And I will work hard for you too.
Contact Lester Miller today for your free consultation.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We've teamed with Mercer, and we'd be happy to team with you. Go Bears!
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Westland, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Westland.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
All right, so welcome back on a Thursday night. It would help to turn the audio on, I'm sure, and we got that figured out thanks to Brandon Thompson from btmediapro.com. Like I said, we were talking about last week's Pick'em contest, and it was the Kentucky Wildcats and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Both of those teams were undefeated going into that game, and Kentucky put a whipping on them by a score of 28-7. And like I said, last week's winner was Mike Parker, and he won the Pick'em contest. The new Pick'em contest this week is Kentucky and South Carolina. Now, a lot of people say, why don't you pick Georgia and Tennessee? Because none of y'all are going to pick Tennessee. That's why. So that's why we didn't go with them. Let's run down last week's scores in the Southeastern Conference. And before I do that, let me go back and say once again, our Zoners Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week tomorrow night will be live from Ed DePore Stadium. It'll be homecoming for the Westside Seminoles, and they will take on a crosstown rival in the Central Chargers. So we'll get to see Coach Spoons tomorrow night and hopefully get a pregame with him. That is our Gridiron Game of the Week presented by Zoners Pizza for this week. Now, last week's scores, and as you know, I got to put my glasses on. Dogs went up to Missouri, up to Columbia, struggled a little bit. I was surprised Drew Lock didn't throw a touchdown pass. He threw for a lot of yardage, but the Dogs didn't allow him in the end zone. Georgia was the beneficiary, obviously, of some turnovers in that game that led to 2 touchdowns. That was the difference in the game. 14 points, and I was a little surprised, and we hope to talk to Brett Barron tonight because he watched the game, and I got to watch a little bit of it with him, that Georgia was able to run the football Missouri ran the football as effectively as they did. They scored 4 rushing touchdowns against Georgia. Locke had his throws. But in the end, they couldn't keep up with the Dogs, and the Dogs stay undefeated, and they play the Tennessee Volunteers in Athens on Saturday. Ole Miss beat Kent State 38-17. Alabama dismantled undefeated once beaten Texas A&M by a score of 45-23. A little shocked in that game, as well as Clemson played. As well as Texas A&M played against Clemson. Alabama 20-point better team than Clemson. A lot of folks are saying, yeah, Alabama's 20 points better than anybody in the country. I'm sure Skip Bayless or somebody like that will say Ohio State's better than Alabama. I'm not buying it. You can buy it. I'm not buying it, and I ain't betting nothing on it. I believe Alabama beats Ohio State by 14 to 17 points in a head-to-head matchup. Vanderbilt went to Carolina. Carolina held on and struggled a little bit, was able to pull away in that game late and win it 37-14. Vanderbilt can play some pretty good defense. I think they're rather inept on offense right now. They just they can't put four quarters together. The closest they got to that was obviously Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. They played a very good game, a game they probably should have won in South Bend, but they were not able to close the deal. LSU beat La Tech 38-21. Don't kid yourself, that was a close game going into the fourth quarter. La Tech gave them all they wanted. Mississippi State and Kentucky, Benny Snell rushed all over them. He's the all-time leading rusher in Kentucky history now. And they've got a huge game with South Carolina. We're going to talk a lot about that game tonight. Florida manhandled the Vols. It wasn't even close. It was ugly. Tennessee did put 21 points on the board, but I'm telling you, it was not a close game. Is Florida that much better than Tennessee? Yeah, I think so. I think with Dan Mullen at the helm and the athletes that Florida got, there is a difference between what Florida has on their roster right now and what the Tennessee Vols have. You go back to the heyday of the early SEC championship days when it was Florida and Tennessee. Alabama was struggling. Auburn was a little bit in the mix. Georgia was a little bit in the mix. I'm not for sure that Tennessee ever gets back to those days again. Can Florida get back? Yeah, because of the athletes. Can Tennessee get back to that heyday? You know, Jeremy Pruitt may have some 11-1 years and some 9-3 years and 10-2 years, but I just don't ever see Kentucky ever again being an elite program like they were back in the early 90s. And then Auburn beat Arkansas 34-31 in one of the most miserable 31-point victories I've ever seen in my life. It was about as ugly as it could get. But they covered, the spread was 29 points. They got the win, but it was ugly. And so, let's run down this week's schedule and see how things are going to work out this week in the Southeastern Conference. Alabama plays, is it Louisiana Tech? Yeah, I think that's who it is. No, I'm sorry, Louisiana Lafayette. So Alabama will face them at 12 o'clock. That's on the SEC network. A&M's going to take on Arkansas. That's also a 12 o'clock kickoff. That's on ESPN. I got a feeling that Jimbo Fisher is just going to lay some kind of butt whipping on Arkansas after what his team went through over in Tuscaloosa last week. Georgia and Tennessee, name your score. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it will be. Tennessee may come out fired up for the first 3 minutes of the game. I don't anticipate anything after that from the University of Tennessee. Tennessee is at least 2 years away from being competitive in the SEC, unless Jeremy Pruitt's another Nick Saban or Kirby Smart. Obviously, he doesn't have the players that Kirby's got. He's got some other internal problems with some of leftover for what Butch Jones left him, and I'll just leave it at that. And it's obvious to me that Butch Jones now was not recruiting SEC players. I think Jeremy Pruitt will, but how far will he move the balls back up on the radar? I don't know. I think the jury's out, and I don't think they'll ever be back as a top-tier team. Like I said, they may have some good years in there, but I just don't see the talent level with what you've got to deal with now with Kirby and Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. I think Will Muschamp may be able to steal some personnel from that area of the country that Pruitt won't be able to get. Jury's still out on Will Muschamp. Not a good day, not a good time at Florida. South Carolina teams, I will say this, he is recruiting some 4- and 5-star kids over there. If he can coach them up, and if they truly are 4- or 5-star players, I think South Carolina will be a problem in the East to Georgia before Tennessee will. I think Florida and South Carolina, Florida will come first, South Carolina will come next. Outside of that, maybe Missouri can get back to the heyday where they've been in, since they've joined the league, they've been to, I believe, 2 SEC championships, back-to-back years, as a matter of fact. They got defeated in both of them, but I think there's a possibility Missouri could hang around as one of those upper-middle teams in the SEC East. Looking down, Auburn will play Southern Miss. They dropped in the polls from 9 to 10. Vanderbilt will play Tennessee State. Vandy should get the win in Nashville on that one. Another intriguing game, very important game. Number 23, one-loss Mississippi State, coming off the drubbing in Lexington against Kentucky, will take on the Florida Gators. Florida's coming off the big win against Tennessee. This is a pivotal game for both of these teams in their individual conferences. Florida in the East, Mississippi State in the West. Mississippi State wants to hang in there and be competitive. They can't afford to lose this game. Florida's in the same position. Is Felipe Franks all of a sudden the quarterback that everybody thought he'd be or Dan Mullen thought he'd be? I don't know. He hadn't progressed to me mentally on the field like he could. He's got all the tools, 6'6", 225, 230. All the physical attributes are there for Felipe Franks. I just don't think the middle aspect, and I'm not talking about intelligence here. I'm just talking about, I don't think he's grasped the game yet. And, was he hurt in his time at Florida? Yeah, I think so. I don't think he was developed by the previous coaching staff. And I think Dan Mullen's got a long way to go with him. But he will make him better this year. Now, what he brings in next year, we'll see. Felipe Franks, I believe, is a sophomore. If a redshirt sophomore, that might be right. We'll look that up and find out. Ole Miss at LSU. Ole Miss, they got drubbed at Alabama. Didn't look very good in that game. Excuse me. LSU comes in ranked number 5. I'm not buying LSU as the number 5 team in the country either. We'll see if Ole Miss can give them a run defensively with their offense. But I don't think LSU gets challenged again, really, until the Dogs come calling in. Georgia plays LSU. Let me check the date on that. Is that October the 6th? No. They play the Dogs October the 13th in Baton Rouge. It'll be a 3:30 game, I'm sure. LSU over the next couple of weeks. They play Ole Miss, and then they have Florida. The Florida game could be interesting, has been an interesting contest between those two the last couple of years. One of those was the Hurricane game, if I remember correctly. And then they got the Georgia Bulldogs on October the 13th. That's when I think their next challenge comes. As we said, Auburn's got Southern Miss. Our pick'em contest this week is Kentucky. South Carolina travels to Lexington. Will that game, is there a possibility for a letdown with Kentucky? A lot of emotion after the Florida game. Benny Snell is playing as good as anybody. I'll say he is the best running back in the conference. And I don't know. I see a letdown in this game. It would not surprise me, so I'm putting Kentucky on my upset alert this weekend. That's the only one I see. The only other upset possibly could be Mississippi State hosting in Starkville, Florida. But it wouldn't be an upset because Mississippi State is ranked higher than them. I think they have better personnel across the board on both sides of the ball collectively, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Florida go win that game. South Carolina, Kentucky, that is our pick'em contest this week, and that's the game that we're going to look, and that's the one we're going to call for our upset alert for the weekend. Well, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, don't forget your calls tonight. We'd love to have them at 478-550-0524. We will put that up on the board for you, and we'd love to have you give us a call tonight and give us your thoughts on the Pick'em contest, which is tonight. And let me see if I can get that up for you. And that's the wrong one. That's not the one we were looking for, but we'll get it up there in a minute. But we'll find the right effects and get them up there to you. Like I said, your calls tonight at 478-550-0524. That's our Pick'em contest tonight. When we come back, we'll have a special guest with us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Bibb County. Don't forget, our game tomorrow night is Central at Westside. We'll take a timeout. When we come back,
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Westland, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Westland.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose and coughing, all these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
Do you want to win? Do you want to crush the competition? Do you really want it? To be the best, you need the best in nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport. VitaFuse Sport provides IV hydration, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids for serious athletes. Our infusions are nearly 100% absorbed compared to only 20% of oral supplements. So whether you are trying to win a championship, set a new personal best, or just want to perform better and recover faster, VitaFuse Sport was developed for you.
I'm Lester Miller, and if you've been in an accident or hurt on the job, I want to work for you. My office is right across the street from the Bibb County Courthouse, and it doesn't end there. Middle Georgia is my home. I graduated from high school here, college, and Mercer Law School. My family goes to church here. My kids go to school here. I work hard for my community, and when you need an attorney, I will personally take your call.
Thanks, Lester.
And I will work hard for you too.
Contact Lester Miller today for your free consultation.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose and coughing, all these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We've teamed with Mercer, and we'd be happy to team with you. Go Bears!
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
You can tell everything you need to know about a man by the boots he wears. They tell his story. They let you know he works hard and plays hard. Macon Boots at 3182 Vineville Avenue carries Georgia Boot, Redback, Rocky, Durango, and more. From safety toe, chemical proof, waterproof, and snake proof to hunting, casual, and western, Macon Boots delivers only the highest quality in boots, belts, wallets, and hats to help tell any man's story. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6. Follow Macon Boots on Facebook and at maconboots.com. Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Before you put your company logo or event name on the streets, say it with authority. Apparel Authority. Now at a new location off Eisenhower Parkway across from Lowe's. Shirts, hats, cups, pens, patches, we put your logo on almost anything. Our team provides quality craftsmanship and custom embroidery, and our screen printing will turn your design into wearable works of art. Call or stop by in person for a quote. Apparel Authority. Now at a new location off Eisenhower Parkway across from Lowe's.
Hey folks, Russell from Gridiron Game of the Week. When you get ready to buy a new car or a newer automobile, there's always the dilemma of what to do with your current car. Well, that's where You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em at 3306 Vineville Avenue comes in. You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em is the original automobile dealership with the owner in mind. For 18 years, You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em has been the only alternative to giving your car to a local dealer on a trade-in or trying to market your car yourself. So when you get ready to sell your old car, give them a call today at 254-6310. That's You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em, 3306 Vineville Avenue.
Planning on a holiday party with friends, family, or coworkers? Texas Border Grill's private banquet room offers seating from 5 to 55. Lunch to dinner 7 days a week, featuring an amazing menu with aged beef, seafood, and so many other signature dishes. Texas Border Grill.
Is your house having a midlife crisis? Maybe it's time for a nip and tuck. Cherokee Brick has been transforming interiors and exteriors for over 100 years. Where you see a blank wall or old porch, we see potential. Add warmth and elegance to your home with an updated entryway, porch, or kitchen. At Cherokee Brick, we cut out the middleman and provide a robust selection of colors and sizes to fit your brick needs. Visit us online to find out more about where you can purchase Cherokee Brick, straight from the manufacturer.
The most interesting man in seafood is Captain Lee of Kudzu Seafood Company. Captain Lee brought the Gulf Coast to Middle Georgia without getting any sand in his Speedo. At Kudzu Seafood Company, Captain Lee's oysters shuck themselves out of respect for him, throwing themselves as tribute into hot oil until golden brown. Served as a Kudzu po' boy, their final resting place being a casket of French.
And welcome back on a Thursday night. We're live from Zoner's Pizza right here in Macon, Georgia. I want to remind you once again about our picking contest this week. It is South Carolina at Kentucky. That is our pick'em. You want to give us a call. You can reach us at 478-550-0524, and that is going to be, and we'll try to get the right one up here for you. And let's try that again, and we did not. And I'll try to take this off, and now maybe we can try it again. There we go. Pick'em contest. I'm not a producer. So our game tomorrow night, as we said, is Westside will host Central for their homecoming event. 7:15 is pregame show. 7:30 is kickoff. I am pleased to be joined from Hutchins Career Center now, Joe Finkelstein, who is here with us tonight. And welcome in, Joe.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It's an honor.
All right, so you got your hands in all kind of little pies all over Bibb County. Let's talk a little bit about what Joe does at Hutchins Career Center to start with.
Absolutely. Hutchins College and Career Academy. We serve the public schools here in Bibb County. Hopefully less of a secret now, more and more people finding out about us. We got 11 different pathways that students could come and they could study at our program. Everything from nursing to hospitality, tourism, culinary arts. I'm fortunate to teach audio, video, film.
Right.
And what we do is they get an intensive one-year program.
Right.
And, you know, it really helps them out. I mean, we've got a majority of our programs that also they could earn dual enrollment credit.
That was a question. Is there some dual enrollment involved in these other programs that are there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. The nursing program.
Yeah, it benefited my daughter in high school and going into college her freshman year, and does the same thing for your kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of them are gaining credit through Central Georgia Tech for their program, so they're graduating and already having college credit. which is important, these days, this day in time, and it's just a great opportunity. So we've got 2 major sessions a day. We have students coming in from our 6 public high schools. Also, we have some students from the Blind Academy too, which is terrific.
Right.
They'll come in the morning. They'll be bused back to their home school, or they'll come in the afternoon. They get a lot of practical experience. In my particular program, we're responsible for programming for Channel 17, which is a Bibb County Cox
public access
education channel.
Right, sure.
So I have students who are both going out and shooting video, doing live performances, whether it be of fine arts. You and I were talking, real excited. We had a bunch of students yesterday who went out and they did a live broadcast of a middle school football game.
Sure.
So this is all experience that they...
And for them, there's no difference in doing a varsity game or a middle school. They're gaining their experience with what they're wanting to do, and there's nothing like hands-on training. Classroom work and in theory and all that's great, but to me, it's always nothing better than hands-on.
Oh, absolutely. And if they could, use this stuff even outside, my kids, if they want to create their own YouTube channel, or they want to go ahead and start to really look at journalism. We talk a lot about community journalism. Right now the newspapers are kind of shrinking and stuff. Where do students get their news? Want students to be more inquiring, more wanting to go out there and really see what's happening and how they fit into the community.
All right, so talk about the 11 programs. How long has this been in effect now in Bibb County? How long has your audiovisual side of it been in effect? Y'all been doing this, 4 years now, 3 years?
Doing it 4 years. This is the 4th year. Hutchings had been a high school.
Right.
That opened several years ago. Gosh, time flies.
Now, originally it was on Riverside Drive at the Hutchings Career Center over there, and then they moved it over to Anthony Road, and it's got a Central Georgia Tech's got some offices there. It's just the old Promise Center that they redid that was part of the old Southwest High School area.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. It used to be part of the middle school, Ballard Hudson. What do they call it? Ballard A. So we're going way back.
Right.
And after it's had empty, you're correct. It was going to be part of the Promise Center, the hub, there. Sure. And, I wasn't, privy to everything going on there. But basically, after the Grand Stink come through,
right,
and that kind of, the system moved on.
Right.
Hutchings moved there. So the year before we moved, Hutchings converted from a high school because that's, students went. So if they wanted to do automotive or healthcare, they went there. Correct. They took their English, their math class there. We became a program, again, to bring in the whole district where students could come from, their home school for part of the day.
Right.
So we had 1 year where we were still on Riverside, is they gutted the building on Anthony Road, kind of rebuilt it. And it's kind of funny now. We'll have some older people in there and like, oh, this used to be the cafeteria. This was the gym. Where we're at right now.
Sure.
But we started with 10 programs. We've actually added an EMT program this year.
Oh, okay.
I remember starting the audio-video film the first year that it became a program. I had probably a step up from a green curtain, but I had it like on metal rods. I had like 2 classrooms and kind of a little setup. And now, kind of state-of-the-art studio.
It's incredible. If you have not had an opportunity to go see it, you need to go see it, and especially to go see Joe's program over there. I mean, Channel 13, eat your heart out, because this guy's got it going on over there. I mean, you've got full production, full studio. You've done some outside stuff outside of the school. You did some stuff with the arena football here, did some production for them. I mean, it's just an exciting time over at that career center.
It is. And we kind of talk about, Eat Your Heart Out 13, but my goal, too, is to really partner with the Channel 13 MAZ, the CCJ.
I was being
I got you, but if I could turn around and, turn the TV on and, now I don't want to say it's not about being in front of the camera necessarily. We've got kids who are going to be camera people. We've got a drone, learning. That drone video is huge now.
I got to get a drone. Every good man should have a good dog, a good gun, and a good drone. And I guess a good woman, too.
Yeah, well, the drone's a little bit higher up on that list. So I'll tell you.
You're going to get both of us in trouble.
You take that drone up, and you look at some of the video, and you're like, wait a second, I didn't see a tripod. I mean, that thing is steadier than It's amazing.
Oh, we saw it. You're seeing it get into sports broadcasting more and more. I mean, it was the British Open a couple of years ago that they followed all the players around with live shots with the drone, and I mean, you had no idea except for the camera angles you got to see that it was something that wasn't a normal TV production. It's coming. It's already out there. I mean, it's being used in real estate, and it's being used in farming now. It's being used in sports broadcasting. There's just website after website dedicated to it for sports broadcasting.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's a tough thing, you know, Russell. You get guys like us, and things are pretty standard. You know, you came into the media world, you had newspapers, you had your TV with your news, you had your radio stations. Now it's like a whole different world out there.
That's
you know, through social media, through promotion and marketing, these kids could get jobs in video and production that we don't even understand.
Right.
You know, so
technology, it's a thing that you're more into than I am. Not just simply you understand it more than I do. I mean, I come and set all this up every Thursday and Friday night, and I couldn't get through it without my interns and without Brandon Thompson from BT Media Productions. I've leaned on you. You've been great with lending us equipment to make our broadcasts better, and it's been a wonderful partnership this year with us. Does it overwhelm you at times? I mean, you and I are close in age. Does the technology overwhelm you, or have you been able to stay enough ahead of it on the forefront of it that you don't get overwhelmed by it?
You know, overwhelmed, I would say maybe frustrated sometimes.
Right.
I mean, I've spent hours and hours trying to solve some little issue that thought I'd spend 5 minutes on. You know, and then finally it will just suddenly work. We had that little situation where we were trying to get your phone to work. And
Yeah, sure.
tech support, who would you call? You plugged it worked. You know, so I don't.
The tech guy comes in like Brandon or you, and I'm sitting here talking like when we started the show, dummy me forgot to take us off mute. I'm sitting here talking to you, and you're not hearing a damn thing. So, but we got it solved. We got it solved.
I would say my biggest challenge is it's so accessible right now for us to be able to go out and shoot video, put this together. It's hard for me to say no. I'll hear great ideas. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. We could do that. And it's not really. It's back to a basic issue. It's like time management and being able to manage this because it is so easy to do, accessible. We don't need to pull a big studio truck up to do it. We could say, hey, you know, let's go now. You know, and be all set up. And
it is amazing. I mean, sitting here tonight, we're showing you this, you know, in full HD from right here on Forsyth Road. We don't have a satellite truck out there. We'll go to any stadium that we've got internet access. We're kind of tied to that. Maybe with the advent of 5G, that may change some things tremendously for everybody. But, you know, we had a game last week that we did, and we did it in full 1080p, and we've got the capabilities with our software to do 4K, you know, and you know, I pack all this in a 3-foot by 4-foot box over there, and I load it up in the back of the truck, and I'm gone. And this is really kind of overkill here. I could probably miniaturize all this, and it's amazing to see what you're doing in the classroom over there. I'm just in awe of the technology you've got over there.
Yeah, but you're right as far as miniaturizing it. There's people who could take their cell phone and they might use a little stabilizing device and shoot a motion picture.
Yeah.
You know, they could do things. So we're my thing is, and you know, I'm sure you feel this way too, is if we just give that opportunity to the younger people and the students, if they don't, you know, they're going to get the technology.
Right.
They're going to figure that out. But if we could kind of guide them to be able to move, because we've got strengths that somehow haven't gotten. You know, we have a society now that's so into being entertained. They want things fast. They want things quick. They're not likely to sit down and look at a manual or read, you know, a lengthy, you know, article and stuff like that. So how...
And you see that not only in students, but we see that in the athletic world. The athletes of today are not the same type of athletes they were, not only physically but also mentally. You know, they're different now. They're wired different about how they play the game. Even the high school kids, you know, they're much more wanting to intimate the pro guys now. And but you're right. I think kids still need guidance, and that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and to your point, you know, real quick too, things are different with this whole, you know, phenomena, if you will, over the last several years with these general managers, in baseball specifically,
right,
being like these whiz kids and coming up with their analytics and stuff. And you watch a game, you know, if you're trying to explain it to someone that doesn't know baseball, it's like, why are all these people moving over, you know, for this batter and this, and they got it all figured out. And I don't know. I mean, we didn't do that growing up. I don't know how I feel about that, you know.
There's some coach with a bar graph that shows when this guy's batting where his ball's going and, you know, his tendencies. And like you said, it's all about algorithms now. And, you know, they got weird now you got guys from Harvard running Major League Baseball underbelly programs from the statistician standpoint to trying to find the trends that's going to give you an opportunity to be a better baseball team.
It will. And I don't know if you're going to ever get anybody coming up with a 300 win pitcher. I mean, is it Don Simmons? I'm not. What am I thinking of? Braves announcer who
Don Sutton.
Sutton, who did he never get hurt? Am I right on that?
Yeah, I don't think he ever missed a game or never had an injury.
And these guys pitched 9 inning games. It's not like we're forcing them. We have as many injuries, I guess, now because maybe of how they're pitching, or you know, or they not coming up with that. But I don't know. Things are changing, I guess, is my point. And you know, we're not necessarily right. So it's exciting to be in an environment right now where students are really getting some cutting edge technology, and you could kind of see and maybe be a little bit excited about our future. You know, I'm tired of like reading bad news and thinking, oh, where are we going as a society? But there are some really great kids out there.
No, I agree. So let's get into football. First of all, let's run down some local schedules for you tonight. Our game, the Zoner's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week, will be Central at Westside. That is Westside's homecoming game. That is at the Ed DePore Sports Complex. Our pregame will be 7:15, kickoff at 7:30. Another huge game in town tomorrow night. West Lawrence, undefeated, comes to play Howard. Howard's 2 losses have come to Jones County to start the season.
Right.
And then a disappointing loss last week up at Jackson. Upson Lee is at Perry. Houston County is at Warner Robins. Northeast is at Dodge County. They had a good win last week against Blakely County. Jones County, 5-0, travels to Locust Grove. Don't think Justin will have any problems up there. Peach County is at Pike. All this is region play that's starting. Peach County is at Pike. Spalding will be at Mary Persons. FED will play at Twiggs. And Wilkinson County will play at Tatnall tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, big night. You've been involved with several of the Bibb County programs, most recently the Central Chargers. Your thoughts on the Chargers season this year and Coach Sample, the new coach over there, very impressive young man.
He is. I had the fortune of working with Coach Sample his last year, or a couple years at Howard High School, where he was an assistant coach. And he came back home to Central, where he was a student athlete. There had been some changes. He kind of had moved around a bit and kind of stepped back last year. And after the coaching vacant, availability was there, they named him coach. And he's a terrific individual. I think he's definitely moving in the right direction. I'm going to back up for a second. They're playing Westside Homecoming. I have a question for you.
Yes.
For many, many years, Westside never lost a Bibb County school.
Right.
And Southwest got in, mixed things up. I think we're going back 2 years ago, where they became the first Bibb County school to ever beat Westside. And they repeated it again last year. I know they didn't win this year. A couple weeks back, Howard beat them. My question to you is this more a case of schools in the system being better, or is Westside kind of dropped from where it had been for many years?
I think it might be a little bit of both. I remember at one time Westside was a 5A school when they opened.
Mm-hmm.
Then Howard was built. Ace Academy has come along. So, I mean, we've got one 4A school in Bibb County right now, and that's Howard, and the rest are either Southwest and Northeast are AA. Rutland, Central, and Westside are AAA. Ace will be single A.
Okay.
So I mean, and then we've always had a plethora amount of private schools here in Macon.
Mm-hmm.
Westside, they lost some kids to Howard when it was built 10 years ago, and it's made a difference in that program. You can have a great program, and you've got a great coach and Coach Risper over there. You still got to have the numbers, and if you don't have the numbers, then every couple of years graduation is going to catch up with you. And not only that, it happens at your middle school level.
Correct.
Because that's the feeder school for your high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets to be the problem. Let's see if we got a phone call on the line. Let's go to the phones. Who we got on the line? How
about BB Dog?
How about BB Dog? How about you, brother? It is so good to hear from you.
First time of the year, man. Unbelievable.
I'm happy. I got Joe Finkelstein with us here. Joe's been doing a lot of work with us here on DSBN this year. He's from the Hutchins Career Center. We've been talking a little high school football, but I know who you want to talk about. You want to talk about the mighty Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, we weren't so mighty Saturday, but I'm kind of tired of hearing about, we're so sloppy. Dude, you can't play perfect every week. Still win by 14 points. Yes, it was ugly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it by any means. But we're fixing to run Tennessee back to hillbilly land with nothing on. It's going to be so bad.
Hey, well, listen now, but let's hold on a second before you get jumping for joy about that game. You're playing a really horrible football team on Saturday.
Yes, Tennessee, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you're playing a horrible football team.
That's why I said we're going to run them back to hillbilly land, being Knoxville with no clothes on. We're going to beat their brains out.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that, but I mean, is it really something to brag about if you beat Tennessee?
No.
No.
But Russell.
Hey, let's go back to last week before we talk about this.
We play who's on the schedule. I get so tired of people when you don't play nobody. You play who's on the schedule, man.
Oh, yeah, you ain't got nothing to do with the schedule. I thought last week up in Columbia where you had some adversity, I thought that was a good weekend for Georgia that'll pay dividends for them over the next 4 weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, you just took it right off my tongue. I mean, we think alike. We just talk alike. We appreciate you coming over for a bit. Yeah, it was a game that there was early kickoff, monster adversity, and we still won by 2 scores.
All right, I've got
to. And what I love reading in the Bulldog, I threw out the kudos in the Bulldog Illustrated magazine, is that several teams in the past would have lost that game. And there ain't no question about it.
Are you referring to the Mark Richt era?
I was not going to do it. I love it. You let that get out of the bag, though.
Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say something that's you just really brought up the Mark Richt era. To me, excuse me, the Tennessee game. It's just a game we're gonna beat them up on. There's no real tie to it. But if Rick was still there, because you're gonna just tie those guys together. Pruitt, you just feel like things went a little bit south for him once he hired Pruitt, and Pruitt's ego and things going there. There would have been a lot more of a storyline. But I think that's out the window since Rick's gone.
Brett, I made an observation earlier, and let me get your thoughts on this. I heard somebody earlier this week talk about this. Will Tennessee, I mean, you talk about a long-suffering program now. Will Tennessee ever get back to the level they were when it was them in Florida in the East with all the talent? I don't ever see that program coming back to the era it was under Phil Fulmer.
I don't either. I mean, he is the AD again, but I mean, he can only do so much. I don't know, man. I think it's falling on such hard times. It's really hard to say. I mean, 0-8 last year in the SEC. I don't know who they can beat in the SEC this year. I mean, really don't. It's unreal. I mean, how high they were and now how low they are. And I'm not sure. Well, we all know that the string of coaches they hired was a lot of the demise, if you will. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, man. It's hard. But the thing is, if we win Saturday, it'll even up our series. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
But it used to be such a great rivalry, And, we didn't play all the time until they split the divisions.
Right.
92, I'm not sure what the record is. I mean, it was there's been some unreal games. And, of course, 2 years ago they broke our hearts with a Hail Mary, but that ain't going to happen this weekend. Sorry, Tennessee ball man.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It's interesting to watch the Tennessee program and their fan base. And hey, listen, what about what they went through with the hiring process with Jeremy Pruitt? I mean, it was a nightmare for them.
Exactly. Freaking dumpster fire. Another dumpster fire.
Joe, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say, in Chiana, and it's funny now. I mean, that was the least of Urban Meyer's problems. But when they were going to hire him at Tennessee, and all those fans got together and say, you can't hire this guy. He's kind of questionable. And come back and look at Ohio State they're in now. We have you on the line. I want to ask you guys a question, just changing real quick. And Russell and I, we were just talking really about the youth today and some of the changes. Let's address real quickly the Clemson situation with the quarterback. Comes in, he paid his dues. He waited till Watson. He started all these games. He gets benched now for this freshman, and it comes out that he basically he had Monday off. Coach gave him Monday off. Didn't show up Tuesday. And then it's all over the media now that he's going to transfer. It was a slap in the face, this and that. I mean, this guy to aspire to be a pro quarterback someday, I mean, any given week, I don't get it.
Brett, and weigh in on this. We talked about this. We were worried about with the freshman that came in. You got the Fields at Georgia behind Fromm. You got Trevor Lawrence that Joe was just talking about at Clemson. You got Tua at Alabama with Jalen Hurts. Everybody was talking about the freshman wanting to transfer after 4 games, or the redshirt freshman. I think the problem, and I wanted to look at this week across the country, was how many guys that were sophomores in Georgia and juniors that decided to leave programs. What do you think about the situation in Clemson?
It's gotten really strange to me, especially with Kelly Bryant. That's all everybody's talking about now, leaving Clemson. And he waited his time behind Deshaun Watson. And then Trevor comes in there, and we all knew Trevor. Of course, he played high school ball in Georgia, which we love. We knew he wasn't going to go to Georgia. Why would he? But he slings the ball all over the field, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the answer. I can't say it's right or wrong, but it is getting kind of. And I can't hear Joe. I'm sorry, at all, hardly. But yeah, it's become a deal. I mean, you got, like I say, you got Georgia, you got Alabama, you got Clemson, probably a couple other schools. They, of course, the pundits want to say it's a quarterback controversy, and I think that's part of the problem. These are kids, okay? So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
They all think they're going to be able to go to the next level, which a lot of them are. But I don't know the answer, man. I don't ever remember this before. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, you got a brand new rule now that if you don't play 4 games, and then you can sit out the rest of the season.
Yep.
And you can go now. I do believe you still have to have the outright release from your coach just to go like to play in another SEC or ACC team, Joe.
And we check into that because I'm not even sure about that once you get to that senior year and stuff.
Right. I think it still matters that the coach has to give you your outright release to go to any school.
Okay.
I think they can still restrict some of them if they want to. I will tell you this, though. I was very proud of what Dabo Swinney said about the situation. It was a very tough decision for him to make. He had nothing but respect for Bryant. He sat down and talked to him man to man, and he said, I am making the best decision for my football team. Now, we are in an era of hypersensitive young people, and I'll just put it that way.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Sometimes you don't win everything, and there's lessons in life to be taught. Kelly Bryant is no more of a worse situation as a starter than Jalen Hurts is. Jalen Hurts went 25-2 as a starter and took Alabama to 2 national championship games, and he got benched. Well, let me tell you something, brother.
That's right.
If he can get benched, anybody can get benched. And I think Dabo handled it well. And if you go read some of the things he said about the situation, this Kelly Bryant kid, he loves him like a son. He was a great student. He's a great athlete. He's been a great contributor to Clemson University. He's been a winner at Clemson University. But Trevor Lawrence was the better quarterback, and I went with the better quarterback.
Exactly.
And look at this.
Look, I guess being the QB, which is, of course, the star, let's call it the golden part of the team, but it's that way at every position, but it's, of course, more glorified at QB. And that's what really a lot of this is, to be honest with you. And that's why I love Kirby. I don't give a Kirby's going to play the best player. Practice it all week, whoever's on the field. I mean, it's all very simple.
Everybody's looking up at Saban and his model, and that's how it's working. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and I'm going to relate it to the pros, too. Let's look at it the other way, too. I mean, you're one hit away from being out. And I'm looking at, the Eagles with Carson Wentz, who, could be, one of the elite quarterbacks for years and years, is all of a sudden gone. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm like, that's the season. We're playing so well. You got this Nick Foles, comes in, doesn't look too well necessarily in the last 2 regular season games. Doesn't look good in the first half against the Falcons. Then plays lights out, wins the Super Bowl. He's going to be relegated back to the bench. And, I'm sure that's, the rest of his life, he's Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
So some of these quarterbacks have to learn that, sometimes things happen for a reason, and they're going to be ready. And it's disappointing, the Clemson situation, because I don't know. I mean, definitely I could see, the hurt relating it to Georgia right now. We had Jacob Eason, who, oh, man, we were excited about Jacob Eason.
Right.
Remember when all of a sudden Rick went to Miami and Eason pulled his commitment, said he wanted to relook at things. Were we not excited as heck when he turned back around and said, I'm still going to Georgia? Now we couldn't get rid of after the Appalachian State game, we couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. And Justin Fields is waiting in the wings.
Is it Joe, your co-host?
Yes, Joe.
I could hear him now. Hey,
Okay.
Joe, I'm BB Dog, Brett Barron. Nice to talk with
You too, man.
But yeah, you're exactly right. And you hit a great nail on the point about the Eagles, man. Absolutely. Winners Sam Super Bowl. I mean, come on.
Well, I don't want to.
It's the nature of the business, Pete. It's the nature of the business.
It's quarterback. It is. Now, they're protecting the quarterback, but heck, I'm sure San Francisco is spending all off season thinking about Garoppolo. We got Garoppolo. We got Garoppolo.
Yep.
Now he's got a torn knee. And he's got, and I don't want to equate the situation with Kelly Bryant at Clemson too much with the pro game, because the pro game is a job. It is a job just like the one you go to, and I go to.
I understand.
Yeah, so at the college level, it's a little different. But I do think some of these kids are, listen, these kids that are at these D1 schools like Alabama, Georgia, and Auburn and LSU and Ohio State and the rest of them, these guys that are the starters have been told they're superstars since they were in the first grade.
Exactly.
And they cannot, it's very difficult mentally, from their ego standpoint, everything else, to tell them all of a sudden, now you're not my starter anymore.
No, you're right.
And some of them will act more mature about it than others. Some of them will, I think Jalen Hurts, for the most part, has been pretty good in his dad obviously didn't handle it too well. He made a lot of comments. But, Kelly Bryant just, he picked up his sack of rocks and he's going home, and I don't know where he's going to land at. Speculations, Arkansas, I've heard Auburn. Auburn's pretty deep. They got Joey Gatewood. They got Jared Stidham. And they got Bo Nix coming in next year that's won a 6A championship in Alabama his junior year and probably will play for another one this year.
Hey, can I change the subject to something positive about college football? I'm on
Yeah.
What do you think I am? I'm on the dog deck about to grill a steak.
And, you dog.
They are showing, well, I'm watching, of course, the pregame for the big Miami North Carolina game. I took North Carolina points. Of course I did. We get 6 stars back.
Right.
Anywho, they're showing Happy Valley. Dude, there's already like 50,000 people in tents all over the place.
It's going to be
wide out against Ohio State.
Yeah,
that gives me chills. I know it's the Big Ten. Hey, it's freaking college football.
No, that'll be an electric atmosphere up there. I'll give it to those folks at Penn State.
Good.
That's going to be a great atmosphere. Okay, so wait a minute now. While you're grilling your steak, yeah, Joe's eating pizza and wings, and all I've got is a glass of iced tea up here. All right, let's talk about South Carolina and Kentucky. You watched some of Kentucky against Florida last Saturday night. What were your thoughts about the Wildcats?
They look very good. Is this game in Kroger Field too? I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, they look the part. You know what I'm saying? I like what they trying to say look the part, but I mean, who knows? Kentucky had that off week because of the hurricane, and they took care of Andy and whatnot, but I'm kind of on the Kentucky train right now. They're 4-0. They're ranked. I mean, I think they were 17 on the show a while ago. It's kind of exciting, man. Our next door neighbors to the left that used to live here were huge UK fans, and we went to 2 or 3 Georgia games with them. It was a blast. But,
I think
it's a fun time for them, man. It's exciting to me.
I like the coaching there. Stoops. I don't see him as necessarily waiting for, the bigger job. To me, it's always the issue with your Vanderbilts and stuff. You got somebody who really establishes the program, and then that coach is in play and they're gone, and you kind of take that step back again. So I guess they're used to it. But I think Stoops has done a really good job at Kentucky. I like the fact that they immediately got a big-time recruit the next day after the win, a quarterback. And
scouts have said that they feel like they've got 5, 6, 7 NFL picks on that defensive side of the ball for them.
Yeah, they're trying to change the culture. Man, everybody knows they're a basketball school. Of course, the October, whatever the date was for the Midnight Madness stuff, but they're not really thinking about that right this minute. I'm telling you.
Well, they got the best. They got the best running back in the conference without a doubt, and Benny Snell.
Benny Snell, a class act. Oh my God! Thank God every time I interview him, he's great. He's great for college football.
Hey, quick veer here. You guys been around the South. You grew up in the South. You know a lot. Georgia basketball. I don't think they hired the right guy, Crean. You're talking about does Tennessee ever make it to the elite again? Georgia basketball. Do you think that there's a chance that we could ever be in the elite?
Well, they did nothing.
Man, you're preaching to the choir about my oldest son, Cole, loves the Georgia basketball team. I'm telling you, I showed my age, Dominique and Terry Fair and all them cats were there.
But
I don't know, man.
Brett, they let the facilities go for so long up there, and it's Stedman Coliseum, and then, they're trying to do something with it now, but I don't know. Florida's been dominant in basketball. Alabama's had some good teams. Obviously, Kentucky.
Well, it's a great point, Mike, because it's a flip-flop. I love the question, because it's like we're a football school. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's a basketball school. Now they're, flipping. Now maybe we can't. But you know what? The interesting thing about Tom Crean, he's stepbrother. What's his face?
Harbaugh's.
Harbaugh. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Brett, I'm going to steer you back to football now. I need your pick on Kentucky and South Carolina.
You say it's in Kroger Field? I assume it's a night game right after we play.
It's in Lexington, and it's my upset alert game for the weekend because they came out the big win, and everything's going right with the world, and that usually is not how it works out for Kentucky football.
Very good point. I'm watching all this stuff about the Penn State game. There's some great games this weekend, but most of them are at night. So we'll be out here with 6 TVs going if we have to. Anyhow, I'm gonna say. Now you got me thinking, Russell. Why can't you do that?
That's what you're supposed to do. That's why I did. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't pick. Listen. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't pick Tennessee and Georgia.
Well, of course not. That would be a joke. They keep showing me. There's so many people on this campus on Thursday night.
All right, let's go with it.
I'm going to go Kentucky 31, South Carolina 28.
So you didn't go with the upset. All right, so no love for the former dog, Will Muschamp.
I wouldn't, as Spy Dog says, I wouldn't pull for the game Cougs if they were playing
You're talking back in the day. I still remember when they were saying Carlin Cox can't do it doggy style.
I've never been a South Carolina fan. Never.
Hey, how are you marinating the steak? How'd you prepare it before you grilled it?
Yeah, at Chez Baron.
It's been in some sesame ginger sauce for about 3 hours. It's fixing to go in there and be unbelievable.
Okay, what kind of steak though? You got to tell us what kind of steak it is.
Oh, it's a filet. It's about as big as a football. Plus, we got some bourbon salmon and a little piece of tilapia to go with it. We'll call it surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
Okay, so Dog Deck Live Saturday. What time?
I'm thinking about 2:15. So.
All right. So we'll talk to you on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
was BB Dog. Don't forget to join him on Facebook. Look him up, Dog Deck Live, every Saturday from his house. That's a hoot now.
Before you kick me off, let me ask you just, I had another question. And, Pros College, you have a couple of really high-profile coaches, big news that they, went back into the coaching business. Both are doing bad right now, doing bad. A lot of bad stuff out there. Of course, I'm talking about Chip Kelly over at UCLA.
Yep.
And up the coast, I'm talking about John Gruden with the Raiders.
The Gruden aspect, I couldn't tell you at this point. I don't really know what's going on with them. I haven't watched enough of the game. I think 2 of their games have been very close.
They've been winning at half, and that's not even the point.
They lost to Tampa Bay, I believe.
Right, at Miami, who's doing well.
At Miami,
yeah.
Right.
With the news coming out right now, where he's got his own clandestine, scouting group, and he's not talking to the team scouting, all kinds of.
Gruden.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, listen, Gruden to me was an entertaining guy on TV. I know he won the Super Bowl at Tampa Bay, but didn't he do that with Tony Dungy's entire team?
Yeah, I still.
Listen, you still got to be the guy that coached him and got him to that game. I mean, but after that, he got out of it. What's John Gruden really done? I mean, I know he's got a Super Bowl ring, but his body of work to me is not that great as a head football coach. And he's been out of the game a long time, so, the jury's still out on that hire with the Raiders. They're going to make the move to Las Vegas next year. So I don't know. We'll see. But Chip Kelly over at UCLA, he's just got work to do. He's got to build that program back up. I don't really think they had elite athletes there. They had some good athletes. The quarterback that just left that went to the pros, golly, I forgot his name from last year. But, I don't Rosenberg.
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen, that's it. And, he was kind of it for that team as far as I was concerned. I mean, I'm not for sure that his heart was always in football. I think UCLA's got some building to do. But they're like USC. You're in Los Angeles. You can put an all-star team together out of the inner city of Los Angeles. Both of you could. And so I don't know. We're going to take a break. I want to thank you for taking time with me tonight.
It was a blast. Been following you I've been doing PA announcing, as you said, 5 years at Howard, 5 years at Central, and probably all that time I've seen the big, now we're DSPN, but the whole Gridiron Game of the Week up there.
That's right. Well, we've been around now almost 20 years, and that's hard to believe.
And we were still mature, older guys back then, too.
Yeah, we didn't get in any trouble.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow night at the stadium.
I'll look forward to it.
The voice of the Central Chargers on the PA mic.
That's right. Well, we're on the road tomorrow, and it's homecoming for Westside.
That's right, Westside.
And then they've got us at Thompson for our homecoming. It's we're doing things with I know that Barney Hester, and I'm sure you've talked about him before, bringing a lot of I want to say excitement, and a lot of good ideas to the Bibb County sports program.
Positive attitude, including the men leading his programs. And some of them are there, obviously, before Barney got there. But
sure. You see him at the games. He was at the middle school game yesterday. But I know that some of the big plans. I know at Ed DeFore they're going to put a turf down for next season.
Yeah, Plex turf is going to be put in there, and the soccer field up top. And then they kind of swapped ownership. Bibb County Board of Education took over Ed DeFore, and they gave the county back Henderson. And so there's going to be some decisions that are going to have to be made. What are you going to do with Henderson? All the schools would love to have a stadium on campus. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but there's a lot of positivity going on in Bibb County athletics right now.
Yeah, I love the trading. I don't know if you had Dr. Jones, the superintendent, and you had maybe mayor, and they got together with Big Monopoly Board.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to put some hotels. I'll trade you this for that.
That's probably what. I'll see you on Park Avenue. All right, Joe Finkelstein has been with us tonight. We'll see him tomorrow night. No, you'll be at Mercer tomorrow night. What are you doing at
Bears.
Mercer Bears? What are you doing?
We don't soccer.
Soccer tomorrow.
We have women's soccer. We have soccer tomorrow. Then the men play on Saturday. They bring in Georgia Southern. That should be kind of exciting. And then the women play on Sunday. So I've had the good fortune for the last 6 years to also do PA announcing for Mercer their soccer, volleyball, and lacrosse programs. So.
Well, it'll be exciting. I'll keep you up to date. I'll send you a text.
There
All
we
right,
go.
we're gonna take a time out, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some more about South Carolina and Kentucky. Our pick'em contest this week. Charles Crowley from Zoner's Pizza here will join us, but more importantly, your calls at 478-550-0524, and we'll be back after these timeouts.
Pizza pie. Take one bite and you'll say it too. In fact, take one bite of anything they cook at Zoner's Pizza Joint and they've got you. You will immediately taste the difference because they make their dough daily, use only the finest cheese and top quality meats. Zoner's even cuts their vegetables fresh daily. Combine all that on a crisp crust taste of a stone oven, and in between bites, you'll say, "Oh my, what a pizza pie!" Zoner's Pizza Joint, Forsyth Road, Macon, and Houston Lake Road, Warner Robins.
To be the best, you need the best in hydration and nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport IV Nutrition.
How do you say, "My attorney met with me personally"?
Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, "I got the compensation I deserve"?
Thanks, Lester. Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, "I won my court case"?
Thanks, Lester.
谢谢 Lester.
Thanks, Lester. You're a good man.
I am Lester Miller, and I will get you the compensation you deserve.
Thanks, Lester.
He ain't afraid of no one.
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Westland, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Wesleyan.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose and coughing, all these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
Do you want to win? Do you want to crush the competition? Do you really want it? To be the best, you need the best in nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport. VitaFuse Sport provides IV hydration, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids for serious athletes. Our infusions are nearly 100% absorbed compared to only 20% of oral supplements. So whether you are trying to win a championship, set a new personal best, or just want to perform better and recover faster, VitaFuse Sport was developed for you.
I am Lester Miller, and if you've been in an accident or hurt on the job, I want to work for you. My office is right across the street from the Bibb County Courthouse, and it doesn't end there. Middle Georgia is my home. I graduated from high school here, college, and Mercer Law School. My family goes to church here. My kids go to school here. I work hard for my community, and when you need an attorney, I will personally take your call.
Thanks, Lester.
And I will work hard for you too.
Contact Lester Miller today for your free consultation.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose and coughing, all these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We've teamed with Mercer, and we'd be happy to team with you. Go Bears!
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
And welcome back on a Thursday night. We want to thank Joe Finkelstein for coming in from Hutchins Career Center, talking a little football with us. Brett Barron, your calls tonight at 478-550-0524. Don't forget our Pick'em contest tonight for this week is Kentucky at South Carolina. Last week it was Mississippi State and Kentucky, and Mike Parker won the goodies. So what can you win each week? Well, about $100 worth of stuff. We got so much stuff from restaurant certificates to free pizzas from Zoners. We've got hats. We've got T-shirts. We got hats and DSBN shirts that'll be here next week. Sure would like to have a Zoners T-shirt, but I still don't have. It took me all last year, and he still didn't give me one. So he owes me one. Welcome in. We got Charles Crowley with us. But before we get to Charles, the proprietor here at Zoners Pizza, tell me real quick about the Herschel Walker jersey folks can win.
You can come on in and visit us and sign up and get you a Herschel Walker signed or autographed jersey.
Okay, and you're going to give that away when?
November 10th.
November the 10th. I thought it went to 17th.
No, the 10th. I didn't change it again. The 1st.
The 1st, and then it went to the 10th. Okay, but now that's dine-in or carry-out only. You come in and you register. You put your name, phone number, all your contact information. We're going to do the drawing live on November the 10th. I hope that's on a Thursday night.
I have no clue.
Well, if it ain't, we're changing the date, okay? So that's just the way it's going to happen. All right, let's go back to the phones. Who we got with us? You there?
We got Jim.
What's up, Mr. Jimbo, War Damn Eagle, brother?
Roll Tide.
Glad to have you with us. First time we've heard from you this year. So how's your football season going?
Well, the Presbyterian College Blue Hose put it on the Bluefield Green Penguins last week in Clinton, South Carolina.
Who'd they play last week?
They played Bluefield, whoever that is. It was the Blue Hose versus the Bluefield. So I don't know who the Bluefield.
You don't know what's Bluefield's nickname?
I don't know. They might be the Blue Tick Hounds or something. I'm not sure.
I mean, what the hell kind of fan are you? I mean, the Blue Hose are going to start charging you.
Hey, the Blue Hose are back. And remember, the hose that's plural for hose. I mean, one hoe is a hoe, and a blue hose that's plural. That's more than one hoe. That's right.
Okay, we got Charles with us here. All right, so your thoughts on the football landscaping in college football so far this year?
Well, I'm not sure yet. It's too early to tell. You know, it's like people get all excited and want to make big bad bold predictions, and most of the time we look back and things that are going on at this point in the season sometimes are way off. But I do think Alabama is, I probably agree with everybody else. They seem to be pretty good. They seem to have a little different type quarterback than they normally have had, probably better, which probably, if they can do all the other things they normally do good, they'll probably be right there at the end. I think the verdict's still out on most everybody else, including Georgia, in spite of what some of their people think. But and I think Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, you just don't know. LSU, probably a little bit of a who knows on them too. Same with Auburn. Georgia, I don't think Georgia's nearly as good as they were last year, but they might have a better record. I mean, just because they got an easy schedule and nobody else is very good. But Tech stinks, so that's why I'm just trying to focus on the Blue Hose.
All right, so let's talk about your Auburn Tigers for a second. What did you think about that game last week?
I don't know. Like you and I have been talking the last few years, the offense is kind of scary. I don't know. We'll probably never know. Might have been telling you. I know I told somebody. I don't think anybody but Gus and his offensive coaches know. But kind of what's the rationale for the play selection, and he talks about wanting to have a good running game. But just seeing there's been several games over the last couple of years when it just don't seem like they're even trying to run the football like you would think. But then you turn around and he's had a lot of good running backs rush for a lot of yards. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know what to do because he's all of a sudden got a pretty decent passing game. He doesn't know how to complement it with the running game. I'm not sure.
Kelly Bryant's situation at Clemson. You looked at what Dabo said. You've seen. I thought he was straight up with the kid with Kelly Bryant. Are we going to see more mid-year guys, sophomores and juniors now, starting to leave? Everybody was worried about the freshmen leaving that didn't get to play and played in his fourth game and maybe figured out he wasn't going to get a starting job. I think you're going to see sophomores and juniors wanting to leave.
Yeah, I do too, and I hate it in a way that it's kind of come to that in college football, the way these guys jump around. But it's only fair. Heck, coaches jump around. They get fired and still make millions. And, these kids, I kind of think they ought to have a right to do it. It's just sad there's no loyalty anywhere anymore. It's just totally different. And it's hard for these coaches. I don't care what they say. These guys get paid a lot of money and they know what they're doing. But a lot of times, Russell, there's not an eyelash worth of difference in some of these guys. You know, they got to make a call that might, you know, who's going to be the guy. It might cost the guy, you know, millions of dollars down the road, like the Jalen Hurts deal at Alabama. You know, who knows? I mean, you just don't know.
All right, so let's turn to Alabama then. Jalen Hurts. What's going to happen with him now? If he plays this week, he's done. He's caught for the year. What do you think, Charles?
It's kind of like giving no indication that he's going to stop playing. I was really surprised by that. I thought Nick would try to use him sparingly, you know, and not burn that red shirt for him unless he had to. But he's played in 4 games. I guess we'll see this coming up week. If he plays again, and every indication from what I've read is that he's going to play again.
All right, Jim, if you look around the SEC, let's go to the East to start with. Anybody going to catch Georgia this year in the East? Anybody going to surprise them?
I don't know. I think Georgia certainly can lose a game or two, but it may not matter as far as the East. You know, who knows? I mean, everybody's talking about Kentucky. I think Georgia, their best chance to lose is probably Auburn or LSU. But I think everybody's just like the West. Everybody's probably playing for second. But it's kind of fun to see Kentucky do well.
Go ahead, Charles.
Let me ask this. Wasn't Auburn kind of in the same predicament last year that they're in now? Then they caught fire?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
what he said was, Jim, is, that Auburn, are they not in the same position they were last year and then they caught fire? You don't have the same feeling about this team this year, do you?
You say you don't have the same feeling about Georgia? Is that what you said?
No, the same feeling about Auburn as you did last year.
Yeah, I don't think they're good. Maybe not nearly as good as they were last year. But again, the schedule's favorable. Who knows? I don't think. I think their fans are a little bit in la la land. I mean, they think they're just all of a sudden, like Alabama in terms of just reloading every year. And I think you saw a little bit in the Missouri game. They just, the guys on paper may be just as big and strong and fast, but it's a lot different, when a guy's experienced and been playing and, the leadership and all that. Just like college basketball, it's why Mercer beat Duke a couple of years ago. You got kids that, been playing for 4 years and, versus, young kids that are very talented that, it's an intangible there. That's what kind of makes it fun.
All right, Charles, I'm going to get back to you here in a second. All right, Jim, give me your prediction on Kentucky and South Carolina this week.
I think Carolina's going to beat them. I think I said maybe 21-17, something like that.
Yeah, but you picked Kentucky.
What's that?
But you picked Kentucky.
Did I pick Kentucky?
Yes.
Well, that was a misprint. I think the Gamecocks are going to get them.
All right, so you're going to change it? What are you picking now?
I'm changing. I'm thinking Gamecocks 21-17.
21-17. I've told people this is my upset alert game this weekend. It's kind of a must-win if you're Kentucky, though. They got to stay in the battle for the East.
Yeah, I want Kentucky to be ready to beat Georgia. I don't want them to. Maybe if they lose to Carolina, they'll be, that'll get their attention a little bit.
All right. So, any problems for Auburn with Southern Miss this weekend?
I don't know, but 35 years ago,
Brett Favre.
I went to see Auburn play Southern Miss. First game of the '83 season. And one of Auburn's other, one of about 3 or 4 great Auburn teams that didn't win a national championship. I think Alabama was 8-3. They probably declared themselves national champs that year, didn't they?
Always haters.
But I think Auburn will get Southern Miss.
How about? Let me go back to the schedule for this week, and I'll ask you about there's not really a lot of good games this week. Let me get back over here to my schedule somewhere.
What about Penn State, Ohio State?
Yeah, what about Penn State, Ohio State?
I got no clue. I hope Penn State wins, but I got a feeling Ohio State might get them.
All right, A&M's going to just lay the wood to Arkansas. We know that. Georgia, Tennessee, what do you think the score in that one's going to be? Georgia names their score?
Yeah, that might be one of those. It might beat them 73-1. You know, Tennessee might kick the extra point and miss the touchdown.
I'm calling for 50-plus.
I agree. How about Mississippi State and Florida? That's a big game for both of those teams, too.
I think Mississippi State's going to get them. I think you heard it first. I don't think there's any doubt that they might beat them by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they'll bounce back after that, and I do think they're the better team. I was just shocked at the way Mississippi State played up in Kentucky.
They couldn't block them.
They couldn't block them. The Kentucky defense, I heard a guy tell me the other night, he talked to a guy that was formerly with the Atlanta Falcons. He says there's 5 or 6 guys on that Kentucky defense that'll be playing in the NFL next year.
Yep.
Well, that's developing players right there.
All right, the last one that might pique your interest, because I'm not convinced of LSU. What about Ole Miss and LSU? Any chance for the Rebs or the Land Sharks or the Black Bears or whatever they call themselves today?
No, they ain't got a prayer, man. Orgeron, he's a genius on both sides. I mean, it's like when Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi coached for the New York Giants.
We need to get you your own website so you can predict all this stuff.
Oh, Coach Joe, he got him fired up. You know, you and I were both sick for 12 days. I mean, I was taking aspirin every day after that LSU-Auburn game. I mean, boy, that's a game that's going to come back and haunt your Tigers, man.
Yeah, it is. But by the same token, if they get through the first 6 games with 1 loss, that's probably about where you thought they'd be anyway. The problem is the second half of the season's so tough. You know, having to go on the road, Georgia and Alabama, playing A&M. It's just
and Mississippi State.
Yeah, man, Mississippi State. But
thinking about that when we said, they're kind of in the same position as last year, when you do have to account for them going to Tuscaloosa and Athens, it gets a lot tougher to win them games.
And Start Vegas. I think we're on the road at Start Vegas, ain't we?
I've been to Start Vegas, Russell. It's not very intimidating.
It's not like Baton Rouge on a Saturday night, is it?
It's not. What I want to know is, Russell,
don't you wear like what are the vest on?
A bulletproof vest?
Yeah, the Baton Rouge Saturday night game.
It's probably a good idea and a hard hat. What were you saying, Jim?
You sent me a little thing yesterday. Shug Jordan would have been 108 years old yesterday. I don't know. I know there was others that served in the military, but I don't know how many college coaches. 37 years old, 2 children, went in the Army, stormed the beaches of Normandy, and got shot and got a Purple Heart. Pretty impressive. And we can't even fathom that these days. I can't imagine Lane Kiffin jumping off the boat.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I couldn't see Kiffin. You know,
I think Kiffin would just try to insult him to death.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. He was in his mid-30s when he joined the effort for World War II. He was part of the invasion force of North Africa and Sicily. He landed on Utah Beach. He was wounded, sent back to England. He healed himself up, and he was involved in 4 other battles across Europe. He won the Purple Heart, and he finished as a major with his enlistment. They sent him back to Hawaii after the D-Day in Europe, and I think his age caught up with him, and he was actually getting ready to be part of a invasion force to Japan had that ever come about. But everybody that ever met the Shug says what a kind, gentle guy he was, and he was a damn good football coach. He is still Auburn's winningest football coach in their history. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people look to Dye or maybe Tuberville or Donahue years before. But he had 178 wins at Auburn, or I believe that's correct, and 80 losses.
Maybe he should go, knowing he's not around anymore, but maybe some of these pro football players should be looking at this guy.
Yeah.
And see if they would be kneeling on the sidelines at this point.
Yeah, the guy for the Buffalo Bills and Colin Kaepernick, I'm sure, would rush right onto the beaches of Omaha and Utah Beach. But that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, a lot of great childhood memories for me with Suge Jordan at the helm. And it wasn't Jordan, it was Jordan, and that's how he pronounced it. And that's pretty good. I'll tip the hat to you. You're such a witty guy, you know.
Well, I just hope, Russell, that you or none of your high school buddies ever get nominated to be a Supreme Court justice.
You got that right. Kavanaugh's
I tell you what, there's some things worse, that kind of gets you free fast for something stupid you did when you were 16. Maybe, which I don't really think you did it, but if you get shot at Utah Beach, you're okay with me no matter what you did when you were 16.
That's exactly right. All right, talk to you over the weekend, brother.
All right, War Eagle, see you.
See you, brother. All right, that was Jim. Glad to have him on. All right, let's get back to you. Alabama hosted Texas A&M last week. Blew the doors off. Wasn't even close. I expected probably a 20-point Alabama win, maybe 17. The game was probably, I can't remember the final score. It was 24 points.
23 to 45.
Yeah. So, it was a relatively close game, struggle for Alabama in that one, but they looked impressive.
Well, again.
Yeah. So,
Tua
going to win the Heisman for this year?
I mean, if he can play complete games.
Right.
I think that's going to – his stats ain't going to look that great because he never plays past the second quarter.
Right. Any soft spots on the team you've come up with now in week 4?
I don't
secondary?
If the secondary is, nobody's been able to exploit it yet, and you're looking, Texas A&M ain't no slouch at throwing the ball around. Ole Miss wasn't no slouch at throwing the ball around. If you look at that game, Texas A&M scored really 13 points. They scored the rest of their points on the second and third string. So Alabama, pretty much dominated for the 3 quarters that they basically had the starters in, even though Jalen, I think, done pretty good in that game.
He going to play again this week?
I'm going to say yes. I don't know why, but I'm going to say yes.
So he's going to burn his year of eligibility and be loyal to Nick.
I'm guessing so.
Stabbed his ass in the back.
I mean, look at how Jalen handled it compared to like Kelly Bryant. Yeah. I have to give that to him. The kid's got a lot of class, and
well, the week ain't over yet now.
No, it's not.
We ain't heard from Mr. Hurts, Daddy Hurts yet.
Yeah.
So, a lot could go on between now and Saturday.
Yeah, very true. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, even if he did transfer out, I still think the kid handled the whole ordeal with class. All
right, let's run down this week. Okay, Georgia and Tennessee, it's gonna blow out.
Okay, if I was a betting man and the spread was 49.5, I'd probably take the 49.
Oh, you would?
I mean, no, I'd give the 49.
Yeah. Okay, so LSU and Ole Miss.
I honestly think Ole Miss might give them a game. You got Ole Miss's strength is offense, and then LSU's weakness is offense. So I think they kind of complement, So I think Ole Miss is going to hang in there and give them a game.
All right, Mississippi State and Florida. I think Mississippi State bounces back, and they beat the Gators this week.
That's what I would pick. Let's see if they can block somebody, though.
A&M, Arkansas, kind of like Georgia, Tennessee this week. He's going to bounce back.
I'd give the 49.5 away.
Yeah, Jimbo's going to be ready for that one. All right, then we come to our picking contest, South Carolina and Kentucky. Big win for Kentucky last week.
Yeah,
top of the world, battling for the East. We look like Bama. We play like Bama. And
we're not Bama.
But neither is South Carolina.
I'm going to go with South Carolina.
Hold on. Let me write you in here.
Okay.
All right, what?
I'm gonna say 24-17.
South Carolina in an upset. And it would be an upset. I do believe that.
I mean, they're at home.
Just everything. I mean, it's like the moon and the stars, and it just you're waiting for something to happen with Kentucky.
Yeah. And then I don't think Deebo Samuels has kind of had a breakout game yet.
No.
Maybe that's coming.
No, he hasn't, and you are correct. All right, so let's talk about one more time. How can we win an autographed Herschel Walker jersey?
Just come in. Come in. Ask for it.
Right here on Forsyth Road. The address is?
2445 Forsyth Road. We're right here beside the Grey Goose. Honey Baked Ham across the street from Dairy Queen.
Okay. Anything else going on? I know you're over at Mercer every game this year. They're on the road this week, but you're handling all the pizza duties at the Mercer Bears game.
Yep. Right now, this whole week, I took a break to come up here and do the segment with you, but I've been in
No, you didn't. You come up here to talk about Alabama. Go ahead.
I've been in Byron every day.
Oh, yeah, getting ready,
slaving.
Byron.
Oh, man.
All right, so you got Forsyth Road in Macon, Highway 96 in Warner Robins, and Byron will be?
100 Hamilton Point. It's right behind it's the shopping center behind the Wendy's and the Zaxby's.
Okay. Used to be the old Peach Mall or something like that? Peach Shops or whatever?
I guess that's maybe what it was. You know, I haven't been in the area long enough
get off
to
the
remember.
Interstate and turn left and then turn left again. You'll be right there.
See Zaxby's, go right in between Zaxby's and Wendy's.
And anticipated opening date there?
I'm trying. I mean, it seems like every time we come to a little hurdle, it takes longer than I expect to get it. We had to move the oven in 2 different pieces and figure out how to get the top half on the other top. It only weighs 1,200 pounds, so
that's nothing big.
Yeah, exactly. I picked it up with both hands and just set it up there.
And you burst something.
Well, I think there's a big bulge in my back right now. I don't know where it come from.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. All right, so next Thursday night, go in and look at that date. We got to give the giveaway on a Thursday night, so get your phone out, figure out whatever the hell you got to do. We got to arrange that.
Hey, if somebody sues me, I'm sending them after you.
No, it just says November. I've been watching your head. We're giving it away in November.
Okay.
I haven't seen a date yet. So it might be the 9th.
Hey, why ain't all these pick'em people? They should all be in here.
Yeah, I know. Y'all give us a call, 478-550-0524. That is our pick'em contest. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll talk about some more South Carolina and Kentucky. Thank you, brother. We'll see you next Thursday.
All right, I will be here.
We'll be back in just a minute.
To be the best, you need the best in hydration and nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport IV Nutrition.
How do you say, my attorney met with me personally?
Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, I got the compensation I deserve?
Thanks, Lester. Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, I won my court case?
Thanks, Lester.
谢谢 Lester.
Thanks, Lester. You're a good man.
I am Lester Miller, and I will get you the compensation you deserve.
Thanks, Lester.
He ain't afraid of no one.
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Westland, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Westland.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
Do you want to win? Do you want to crush the competition? Do you really want it? To be the best, you need the best in nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport. VitaFuse Sport provides IV hydration, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids for serious athletes. Our infusions are nearly 100% absorbed compared to only 20% of oral supplements. So whether you are trying to win a championship, set a new personal best, or just want to perform better and recover faster, VitaFuse Sport was developed for you.
Hey, I'm Lester Miller, and if you've been in an accident or hurt on the job, I want to work for you. My office is right across the street from the Bibb County Courthouse, and it doesn't end there. Middle Georgia is my home. I graduated from high school here, college, and Mercer Law School. My family goes to church here, my kids go to school here. I work hard for my community, and when you need an attorney, I will personally take your call.
Thanks, Lester.
And I will work hard for you too.
Contact Lester Miller today for your free consultation.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We've teamed with Mercer, and we'd be happy to team with you. Go Bears!
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to. Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company.
And welcome back on a Thursday night. We're live at Zoner's Pizza, and guess who walked in? Some of the coaching staff from Howard High School. They've got a huge game tomorrow night at Henderson Stadium. We're going to welcome in the offensive line coach, Harrison Gore, from the Howard Huskies tomorrow night. West Lawrence comes in undefeated. Big region game for you. Good season for Howard so far. Lost a gut-wrenching game against Jones County to start the season, who's 5-0. Then won a big game late against Westside in a crosstown rivalry game, and then kind of stumped your toe last week up in Jackson. Let's go back and look at the Jackson game last week first of all.
Yeah, Jackson game, man, you got to go hats off to those guys over at Jackson. I mean, they got a good football team. I mean, Jackson's they're really well coached. I mean, they get after it really good over there. It was a tough one. We didn't come out very strong, offensively especially. It's tough to win a game when you turn the ball over five times. It was just it's tough. We just couldn't get where we strung enough good plays together. In that one there, it was just kind of we kept fighting ourselves more than and fighting Jackson too, and it's tough to win when you're doing both of those things.
Okay, so week off last week, try to get some people healed up. Jeremiah Kelly, your big running back, he was banged up a little bit. What's his health like going into this game tomorrow night?
He's looked good. Last week, this week, it's been good for him to kind of get back into it with the ankle the ankle sprain he was dealing with. He looks a lot better. He looks a lot more comfortable now. You could kind of tell even still in the Jackson game he was kind of tender on it, even though you could tell him he wasn't 100% like he's been in some of the games. So, but he's looked really good this week. So that's been a really positive thing for us.
All right, Harrison, big game tomorrow night with your coach Paul Carroll, head coach at the Howard Huskies. What's been the message to your football team this week, coming off that loss to Jackson with this big game in front of you?
Well, the message this week, it's just been kind of a challenge. We've challenged our players. Jackson kind of out physical. They were more physical than we were at the point of attack. On both sides of the ball, and so that's been kind of the challenge to both offensive and defensive lines going forward. We started talking it last week and even in this week, because West Lawrence, if you look at them up front, man, that's where they're a smash mouth team. They're going to come downhill and hit you hard every single play, and so you got to bring your lunch pail and be ready for a long game, slugfest over there.
They come in undefeated. Talk about a little bit of what you're going to see defensively from West Lawrence this week.
West Lawrence defense, I mean, what can you say about those guys? Except they swarm to the football, and they get off the football really well. Their defensive line is explosive. They got a nose guard that he's just a great effort player. I mean, he gets off the ball every play, and their linebackers are downhill in a hurry. I know we were looking at film of them, man. Those guys, they get to the football with a bad attitude real quick, and so we've been trying to get our linemen to understand, hey, it's gonna be a slobber knocker out there. You got to be ready to take some hits, and you better be ready to give them as well, because it's got to be one at the point of attack right there.
I know you're on the offensive side of the football. Talk a little bit about what Howard's defense is going to have to do, in your opinion, from their defensive side of the ball facing that West Lawrence offense, who scored some points this year.
Oh yeah, West Lawrence offense. They're a good offense. They've always run the football really well, and we got to be sound on defense. We've at times had some issues. Third downs have been kind of sound when we're running all cylinders, and we're able to. Everybody's out there taking care of their assignment, then we're fine. So as far as those guys, they got some things schemed up. They're ready to go. A lot of it's just swarming the football. Defense is big about effort, and our guys on defense, they give great effort. They even that Jackson game, as tough as it was, those defensive guys, they scrapped and clawed and kept us in the game for a long time. Even when we were struggling pretty hard on offense. So, those guys, they do a great job over there.
Well, you talked about the turnovers that made it tough to win last week. I'm assuming some guys got to sleep with some footballs this week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, making sure taking care of the football. That's always a key. That's always a key. So we make sure ball security is huge, especially going into region play. Every one of these games is going to be a tough one. This region is so tough. It's so competitive, and so you can't have any missteps. You can't put yourself in a bind in any way. You got to be firing on all cylinders.
So you get into region play now. You got to have tunnel vision. It's about 1 week, one game, one evening at a time, because there's some bigger ones coming down the road, and none of them get bigger than what you're going to have to face tomorrow night in West Lawrence.
Absolutely. We preach to our guys all the time. Those first 5 games, as nice as they were, the wins that we've had, and even, learning through some of those losses, at the end of the day, we're 0-0 in the region. These are the ones that, are going to really define our season and really going to define how far we go, with this season, where there's going to be what we want to be, where we want to be when it comes to the end of the regular season.
All right, Coach, so tomorrow night at Henderson Stadium, it is the Howard Huskies as they take on the undefeated West Lawrence team, and that is a 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night. So a great football game to go see. Our game tomorrow night, the Zoner's Pizza game of the week, homecoming for the Westside Seminoles as they'll take on the Central Chargers, and that will be our game. Harrison, thanks for coming in. Give us an update about the Howard Huskies, and we'll take our final timeout for the evening. We'll come back and wrap things up from Zoner's Pizza. You're listening to Gridiron Gab on DSBNsports.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
Oh my, what a pizza pie. Take one bite and you'll say it too. In fact, take one bite of anything they cook at Zoner's Pizza Joint and they've got you. You will immediately taste the difference because they make their dough daily. Use only the finest cheese and top quality meats. Zoner's even cuts their vegetables fresh daily. Combine all that on a crisp crust taste of a stone oven, and in between bites, you'll say, "Oh my, what a pizza pie!" Zoner's Pizza Joint, Forsyth Road, Macon, and Houston Lake Road, Warner Robins.
To be the best, you need the best in hydration and nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport IV Nutrition.
How do you say, "My attorney met with me personally"?
Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, "I got the compensation I deserve"?
Thanks, Lester. Thanks, Lester.
How do you say, "I won my court case"?
Thanks, Lester.
谢谢 Lester.
Thanks, Lester. You're a good man.
I am Lester Miller, and I will get you the compensation you deserve.
Thanks, Lester.
He ain't afraid of no one.
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson at the Cottages on Westland, inviting you to come see our spacious assisted living suites. Each suite has its own kitchenette, private bathroom, separate bedroom, and living space. We provide meals, housekeeping and laundry services, personal care assistance, and a variety of daily activities. Come by and visit us soon. You'll see why our residents feel at home and why families trust their loved ones to us at the Cottages on Westland.
Wheezing, itching, runny nose, and coughing. All these symptoms can be caused by allergies, which are very common in Middle Georgia. Airborne allergens can make it difficult to enjoy life around here, like tailgating or attending a ball game. Even that seasonal cold might be due to allergies. Give us a chance to fix that. It's what we do. With multiple locations in and around Macon, we help children and adults with allergies and asthma. We want to be your Middle Georgia allergy team.
Macon Boots is the newest addition to Midtown Macon. With brands like Rocky, Ariete, Georgia Boots, and more, Macon Boots can help you find the boots you're looking for with unbeatable prices. Whether it's boots for work, everyday wear, or maybe boots are just your thing, we have a whole selection from America, Canada, and Australia. While you're here, make sure to check out our authentic belt buckles, handmade knives, genuine leather wallets, and much more that you can only find at Macon Boots. We fit Macon.
Crosby Roofing is more than just a roofing company. It's a family-owned company with deep roots in Middle Georgia. Since 1989, Crosby Roofing has been the source of quality roofing in Middle Georgia. Inspections and estimates are always free, commercial or residential. No job is too big or too small. You can trust Crosby Roofing for a clean job site, no upfront fees, and a lifetime warranty on shingles. Discounts for senior citizens. Crosby Roofing, quality you can look up to.
Do you want to win? Do you want to crush the competition? Do you really want it? To be the best, you need the best in nutrition. You need VitaFuse Sport. VitaFuse Sport provides IV hydration, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids for serious athletes. Our infusions are nearly 100% absorbed compared to only 20% of oral supplements. So whether you are trying to win a championship, set a new personal best, or just want to perform better and recover faster, VitaFuse Sport was developed for you.
And welcome back on a Thursday night as we wrap it up from Zoner's Pizza here on Forsyth Road. We want to thank Harrison Gore, the offensive line coach at Howard, for joining us tonight. Charles Crowley from Zoner's Pizza, and Joe Finkelstein from the Hutchins Career Center for joining us as well, too. Remember our Pick'em contest this week. Got to have your picks in by Friday at 5 o'clock, and we're picking South Carolina, Kentucky. You can email us at gridirongab@yahoo.com or message us right here at Facebook, and you see the number you can call. You can send us a text for your score in that game as well. That's going to do it. Don't forget our Zoner's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week tomorrow night is at Ed DeForest Stadium. Pregame will be 7:15. Kickoff will be at 7:30. Central and West Side. It's homecoming night for the West Side Seminoles. So that's going to do it from Zoners here tonight. We want to thank everybody. Appreciate all the calls, Jim, Brett Barron, and BB Dog giving us a call. Everybody picking it. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody, and next Thursday night back here at Zoners. Don't forget, dine in or carry out Zoners Pizza on Forsyth Road. Come in and sign and register for the Herschel Walker autographed jersey we're giving away. We'll see you We'll see you tomorrow night at 7:15. That's going to do it for us here tonight at Zoners Pizza. We'll see you next week from here live. That's going to do it. Our time is up. We thank you for yours.
What a pizza pie! Take one bite and you'll say it too. In fact, take one bite of anything they cook at Zoner's Pizza Joint and they've got you. You will immediately taste the difference because they make their dough daily. Use only the finest cheese and top quality meats. Zoner's even cuts their vegetables fresh daily. Combine all that on a crisp crust taste of a stone oven, and in between bites, you'll say, "Oh my, what a pizza pie!" Zoner's Pizza Joint, Forsyth Road, Macon, and Houston Lake Road, Warner Robins.